Welcome back, people. We want to talk to you now from a Soma perspective again about the aging population, of which, Roddy, you and I are both part of it.
Hence the grey
hair. And hence the grey hair. So, Roddy, let's talk about the things that we commonly get asked, from our clients, from people who come into our practices. Firstly, the first question will be, well, I'm getting old and that means that's just the way the body is. Is that true?
No. And so to that point, so Ian and I, as practitioners, most of our clientele are probably over the age of 60. I would say 80% of the people I train are over the age of 60. So we're getting an older population. Obviously, the older population is the biggest growing population in the world. And by 2020, 2040, something like that, there'll be more older people than ever before in the history of the world. So two big things that show up all the time in this population. One is tissue issue. So there's a degradation in their tissue quality. There's a lot of gummy tissue that just doesn't work and move right. And part of that is obviously because of the aging process. Part of that is because of a lot of the factors or lifestyle factors, nutrition, hydration, all those different things, which can still be changed. But the other part of it is the mental and emotional component. So for myself personally, I've had multiple clients who've come in. They've come from the medical community. This is not a knock on the medical community. Hopefully the medical community will begin to grasp the power of what the words that they say. But I have people come in to me, older ladies, older men who said, yeah, my doctor told me that I'll never be able to ride my bicycle again. My doctor told me I'll never be able to walk without a cane again. My doctor told me that I'll never be able to do this without that. But they've never tried anything. They've given some prescription medicine and they've never tried some movement. And so the quick answer is, well, let's see what we can do. So let's give you some challenges. Let's give you some things. Let's see how you move to first start with. What is your ache and pain? What is your complaint? What is your challenge? And then based upon that, we can apply some Soma methodology to that. And it's not that difficult. Are there cases that it may not work out perfect? Yeah. Are there cases that I've had a client who had to get a hip replacement? Yeah. But he would not have known to go get a hip replacement if he would not have been to me and cleaned up his back and his shoulder and his knee issue, because then the hip was just yelling, I am totally ruined. So,
but doing those areas allowed him that when the hip was done, that all of a sudden now his body could move more effectively, right?
He was back training in 3 weeks at 78 years old. So, and another lady that I had who was in her late 70s as well, she was told she could never ride her bike again. So realize that to her bike riding was the biggest thing that she enjoyed the most, because she would get on her 3-wheel bike and she would ride around her neighborhood and talk to her friends. That was her socialization.
Wow.
Older adult population socialization. So after doing some basic simple Soma stuff that we can show you to do in 2 days or less, she was able to not only ride her bike better, but she could walk up and down stairs and she didn't have to use the guardrail. And those are big things, and that's just one of multiple stories.
So think about that. She now had independence again.
Absolutely.
Which is one of the biggest emotional factors that drives anxiety and depression in the aging
Absolutely.
area. She now had the ability to have more clarity about her limitations or about her boundaries. She now had more confidence to be able to live a better life. Wow, imagine that, living a better life through choice, not in fear. So her longevity of her tissues, of her health, of her mindset are now so much better.
And as we could go on for hours talking about clients, but the biggest word that I get from the older adult population is hope.
Hope. Yep.
And that's the number one word. You have given me hope. Hope is powerful because hope changes my mental outlook. It changes my thought process. Now the thoughts that come in like, oh, I won't be able to do that. I wish I could do that. Or I'm going to go out and do that. And I get to talk to so-and-so on my bike ride. And that's what this is about. It's about providing hope. Hope changes mindset. Mindset will reinforce and enhance the physical changes that we can help people make in themselves.
Guys, I hope this gives you some hope that Soma isn't just a fad. It's not just another thing that comes into the fitness and wellness industry. This is something that we've created over the last 25 years each of being in this industry, of seeing what and experiencing what has and hasn't worked, but more importantly, now becoming more creative, not just looking at the nerve, muscle and bone, but looking at the other tissues of the body that we have to incorporate, because we're not training the human being, the human body, we're training the human being. So it's really important that if we can give a person a positive outcome, that they're going to have that quality of life. Roddy, from the Pudong River here in Shanghai, we hope that that's given you a little bit more clarity on one of the areas that Soma comes from. We would love to see you at a Soma immersion workshop somewhere near you. Stay well, keep practicing and doing the great work you're doing, and we'll see you soon.